Hey everyone, this is Vicki from Messy Table Studio. I did not put out a video on Tuesday as I normally would because I knew I was so close to finishing all my socks that I wanted to do it today because I am not knitting any more socks this year. Okay, so we're going to go through them in numerical order. Pair number 1. I'm not going to tell you what the yarn is because honestly I cannot remember. Pair number 2. Is there okay. Number 3. Number 4. These two look so much, these two look so much alike. 4. Okay, so I can't, well, we'll try. 5. I had done so many bright things, I needed something a little more conservative. 5. This is number 6. 7. 8. Whoops. 9. 10. And 11. I thought about doing a 12th pair, but honestly, I don't think I'm going to have time between now and Friday, Saturday, Sunday to finish a pair of socks. I mean, I could try, but I'm thinking no. I just have so many other things that need to be done. I've neglected my videos. I haven't done any doodling or painting or anything really my kind of artsy stuff for months because this is what I've been doing. But I'm very proud that I managed to do a knit along and finish, start to finish, not have a sweater that's been waiting 16 years to have the sleeves finished sort of thing. We're not going to talk about that today. So these are all my socks since May I think I looked on a photo and I took a photo May the 27th. I think the knit along might have started on May 1st, but I was busy knitting a shawl and didn't think I could switch brain, shawl brain, sock brain, shawl brain, sock brain, art brain. So I only just worked on the shawl and finished it, cast it off, and got it done, and then started on the socks. Because I just didn't think I was going to... I'm basically a monogamous knitter. Except for the socks. I did cast on these 2 pair of clown socks. Where's the other one? Here. I think I knit these kind of at the same time. It was a little confusing, but I think I did those at the same time. Okay, so let me get these off of here. I know these are strawberry socks because I ordered a bunch of them in fruit flavor. So that's my strawberry socks. Here are the blueberry socks. And they're basically this, they're kind of, well, they're all stripes, but there's no wool content in these, and these doggone things are so soft. But there's no wool in them, and that might be why they're so soft. Right, so those are those 2. And then, like I said, I knit another 2 more pairs that looked similar. I think these are Hobie socks from Hobie. There are those 2. And I can't, maybe not, I don't remember. But they feel basically the same. They're not as soft as the ones that are cotton based, but they're okay. They're not as rough as some others I've used. There's those 2. Then we have these guys, which are shades of purple, and it looks like a charcoal, not a black, not true black, but a kind of a charcoal color, and gray. And I really like these. There's those, and put those aside. Then, let's see, I have this pair, and the pattern is kind of like this sort of thing. little blotches, blah, 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 little blotches, blah, 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 2 stripes, 2 or 3 stripes. They stick to basically the same kind of color palette. There's that. And then there's these. And I needed a break from all the happy stuff. And I'm not calling these depressing socks. They're a little more, shall we say, understated. And they are extremely soft. I think these might be Barocco socks. I can't remember. It's on my Ravelry page. But these are extremely soft. And they do have a little bit of wool in them, unlike the blueberry and strawberry socks. So that's that pair. Then I ordered this pair the same time Becky McCauley ordered hers, or she ordered hers first, and then I ordered mine, whatever it was. And I knit them because I forgot it was what we had done together, and we had briefly floated an idea of maybe I'll knit them the same time you do, and then floom, I did them already, sorry. But here's how they'll look when they're done. Right, there's that. Then I have these, which I am not a huge fan of pink, but in order for me to tolerate a lot of pink, I got little things of lavender in here to kind of tone down the pink. I would never knit a sock that's totally pink. It's got to have stripes or some diversion away from the pink to make me happy. So that's that pair. Then there's the last stripy, obnoxious color stripy ones. That's those. And, you know, I didn't think I'd really like these socks, but I love these American flag socks. I think they turned out really well, and I really like them. So I saw an idea in Knit All the Yarn podcast about how she takes different colors and uses them for the heels on her socks. And I decided that I must do this because I've never done that. And not only that, but I have never matched, let me put these up here. There's not enough space here. I have never matched stripes. So the ones that I was not going to match stripes on this one. That just would be silly. So what I did was I tried to do what she did and to have a different heel color for the socks that I could. So I was getting a little frustrated from trying to use stuff out of my stash. So what I did was I ordered, I think there's 12 skeins. I did 2 orders of 6 in different color ranges from Knit Picks of Stroll, S-T-R-O-L-L. And they're 20 gram skeins, and I had tons left over, so I probably could have done the cuff, the heel, and the toe in that same color. But having never done this before, I wasn't exactly a good judge on what I would need to do 20 rows of 2x2 ribbing. So I went ahead and just did the toes and the heels because I kind of knew that was going to be a limited thing, as well as this, but I just didn't know if there was going to be enough. So I did these in a blue. Some of this is my stash, some of it's Stroll. Then I did I don't know what you call this. Is this, it's not chartreuse. It's, shoot. Oh, I can't think of the color. Anyway, it's kind of is it a magenta? It's hard to tell. It doesn't look as bright as it is, as dark as it is in person. Again, no cuffs. The same color as the toes and the heels. This one did come from Stroll. And the nice thing about doing this is that I'm doing the blanket where you do in strips and you take your sock yarn and you combine 2 sock yarns to make it DK weight. And you do a skinny strip and you just keep adding on to it. So I'm going to use all these sock yarns to do that with. So nothing goes to waste. Here's the purpley stuff. Some of the colors don't match exactly, but it's enough that I really like the way it looks. I don't know if I'll ever do it that way again, but it was a fun experiment. This is the only thing that's matched on this is the color blocks. I did not, you can't match every little flick, so I made sure I did the color blocks almost exactly the same. They may be off 1 or 2 rows, But that's that. And then the last ones are also Stroll. This is, and I just happen to have this rolled up in this stuff. This is Jacquard sock, Wool Select from Premier. And, yeah, it says Easy Care Wool Blend. I try to do nothing but superwash wool, because I'm the kind of person that will throw them in the washer and the dryer. I know I throw them in the washing machine for sure, but sometimes I will hang them up by their toes on that little octopus hanger thing that I have from IKEA. I will hang them up by their little toes. Now, I never hang them up by this because I don't want it stretched completely out of shape. You do a toe, it's not a big deal. So there are all the ones that have different cuff colors. And then all these others have, so I did all those. So there's 1, 2. These all have the same as this, but I did try to make sure when I knit them that the stripes were about the same. I found it a little bit of a challenge. I rolled off like half a thing of yarn trying to figure out the pattern so that I could make sure I stuck as close to it as I could. And again, these are almost matched exactly. Not quite, because there's a little more blue on this toe than there is on that one, so they may be off like 1 or 2 rows. But I tried. And those all have the same color as the body of the sock. Same for these. Nope, that is the yarn. Here we go. It turned out that I did not get these to match exactly, because as you can see, my toe here is the variegated, and on here it's this one. It's this right here. So I was a little bit off, but you know, since that's going to be in my shoe and this is going to cover up my pant legs will cover it up, I'm okay. I think this is one of the first pairs I thought, well, let me try to match the stripes. I didn't do as well, but I got better as I went. These, I don't know if these match or not. I can't remember. I haven't seen them. Nope, they don't match either. This pair, I did not match the stripes. I don't even know if I tried at all. I can't remember because it's been months since I knit these, but I got some of it the same. And then there's these. I don't know, did I get it? Did I get it right? Nope. Again, one toe has more pink on it than the other does, but for the most part, I did try. I just didn't roll off enough to do it that way when I was separating my balls, because I was doing 2 balls, and then towards the end when I finished, I decided not to do 2 balls, that I would knit my sock up to, I knit all the socks after this pile over here, all the ones I tried to match everything, I would knit up to here to do the color work, and then take that yarn and pick up where I left off, so this would be consistent here. And I didn't understand what they were talking about when they talked about matching stripes. I get it now. So this had continuity through here. This one's a little bit off, but I made up for, I did have to cut some yarn to make sure I kind of got them as close as I could. I did not do a good job here, but it's close enough that I'm okay with this. But it still has a little bit of continuity through there, and this does not, but I made sure I had X amount of rows the same here as the X amount of rows here, so that I could get the rest of it back on track. I had to cut some yarn out, which will be fine because it'll go to my blanket or my scraps for stuffing stuff with. But I had a really good time playing with these. So there is the last of my socks. I have other things that I need to be crocheting and knitting from now till Christmas, so rest assured, you paper lovers, I will not be talking about socks for the rest of this year. And those of you who love socks, I'm sorry. Nobody's going to be completely happy, but this is my pile of summer happiness because it's too hot here in Texas to knit with an afghan on your lap. It's just too stinking hot. So this was my alternative to not knitting, was the challenge about knitting all the stripes. So I did what I could. So I got 11 pairs of socks. I don't need 11 pairs of socks, but I'm chewing up my stash. Now because of tariffs, some places like Hobie have sent out emails saying they have suspended shipping here until they can figure out how to do the tariff business. That's fine, because I have enough yarn. I can wait out another 3.5 years without buying another skein of yarn, unless it is to finish something that I've already started. And I may not be able to find what I need anyway, so I'm not sweating bullets over it. I have a shawl to make and some stuffed animals to crochet, and believe me, I'll have enough yarn to make it through the year this year, for sure. When I did an inventory on my sock yarn, I had 63 skeins of sock yarn. 63 skeins. Who needs 63 skeins? I guess I thought I did. I don't know. This is like collecting art supplies. It does get out of control at a certain point. I think I reached the saturation point. Now, some of these yarns that I've knit with, like this particular pair here, I've had I've had this yarn for between 10 and 15 years. So some of this has been hanging out a very long time. So I didn't go out and buy this just to do the stripes. God knows. I looked in the closet. I thought, oh, how could I have more stripe yarn? Oh, yes, I do. I have more stripe yarn. I'm safe. I think the next thing that I will do, probably in January, is I would like to knit some of my solid color socks with some patterns in them instead of doing stripes. I do solid colors where you do patterns in it so you can see the pattern. Stripes, you really can't do a whole lot of great patterns in it because the stripes obscure it. So that's my philosophy on stripes, vanilla socks versus lace socks or textured socks in solid colors. All right, everybody, this is it. Yay! I feel like the guy in Chariots of Fire, that music, tick, 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 ding, at the end. All right, so everybody have a good day, good week. Have a great Labor Day weekend, and please don't forget why we're celebrating. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.